Vadodara, the cultural capital of Gujarat, popularly known as the Sanskari Nagari, the confluence of knowledge, education and art, means Vadodara. Adaptation and mitigation strategies and its outcomes, Vadodara. Under the able leadership of the Mayor of Vadodara city, Mr. Vadodara, the mission of municipal corporation is to conserve and enhance Vadodara's rich culture and heritage through its sensitive transformation into a vibrant city that fosters equitable and sustainable development and offers better quality of life to all its citizens. The responsibilities are livable and compact city with state-of-the-art facilities, resilient physical infrastructure to cater increasing urban density, ensure social inclusiveness, build upon Vadodara's legacy of being an educational hub and a regional learning center, achieve economic vibrancy and create copious employment opportunities to attract investments and train human capital from across the country, leverage opulent natural and built heritage, develop culturally rich and eclectic city with enhanced opportunities for trade and commerce, comprehensive system to facilitate ease of mobility, design accessible and well-connected neighborhoods. About the country India, city Vadodara. Government system, state government, Vadodara Municipal Corporation, ULB, administrative wing, political wing, approval pattern. Facts and figures of the city. Capital expenditure, own sources. Financial problems. Overall income of Vadodara city increased at an average rate of 15%, whereas expenditure increased at 22%. Establishment expenditure increase of an average rate of 23% every year. Operation and maintenance expenditure increase at an average rate of 20% every year. The expenditure increase due to rise in wages, fuel, electricity, etc. Vadodara city contributed in government-sponsored scheme in increasing every year due to rise in such type of schemes. Gradual reduction in revenue surplus amount which is to be transferred in capital account due to wide gap between increase in rate of income and expenditure. Financial details. Vadodara city's budget size is of Rs 3,760 crore and it is divided into 5 funds, namely revenue, capital, grant, deposit and advances. The main sources of income are divided into 3 parts such as tax revenue, non-tax revenue and revenue grants, and it amounts to Rs 1,070 crores. Tax revenue consists of property tax, professional tax, water tax, conservancy tax, sanitation charges, fire tax, vehicle tax, etc. Non-tax revenue mainly consists of various income generated through special act, fees, charges, penalties, interest, rent of municipal assets, etc. Revenue grant consists of various revenue grants given by central or state government, such as octroi reimbursement grant, primary education grant, education cess, family welfare grant, etc. Revenue expenditure is of 1,060 crore, mainly spent for establishment, operation and maintenance, administration, etc. Capital income amount to Rs 475 crore, which consists income generated through sale of land and scrap. Water and drainage development charges, incremental contribution and also by availing gap funding loan and transferring of revenue surplus. Capital expenditure is of Rs 480 crore, generally which is spent on developmental and infrastructure work on water, drainage, bridge, road, building, street light, fire, etc. Vadodara climate table, historical weather data. Climate and other features. Occupies 2.4% or 3.28 million square kilometer of the world's land area, but supports 16.2%, which is more than 1 billion of the world's human population. Diverse physiographic features. Himalayas, coastal areas, northern plains, peninsular plateau and islands. Dominating feature of climate is the monsoon. Endowed with varied climate, biodiversity and ecological regions. Forest cover about 675.5 thousand square kilometer. Two-thirds population dependent on climate-sensitive sectors. Agricultural land, 60.8% of total land area. CO2 emissions, 1.2 T per capita. Energy use, 508.8 kg of oil equivalent per capita. Diverse natural conditions, high population, limited and degraded natural resources. Slum rehabilitation. Out of the 408 slums, 62,325 huts are there. 209 slums are removed till date. Huts removed till date are 23,404. $18,927 is the allotted Pakka houses to affected and eligible beneficiary. Wastewater reuse. New initiatives. We have taken an initiative of hydropower generation with a view to reuse and recycle wastewater and to reduce clear water in gardening. 8.5 MLD STP has been commissioned at Sayaji Garden, which is used for gardening purpose. By use of treated sewage from outfall of Atladra STP to generate electricity with a low head technology machine, hydropower screw generator. The generated electricity is used within the plant area only. Biogas engine capacity is 330 kWe. Total power generation since commissioned is 29 lakh kilowatt per hour. Sustainable waste organic management. The concept is to establish biosolids processing facilities in Vadodara, Gujarat. With the joint efforts of Vadodara Municipal Corporation and Gujarat State Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited or GSFC. The project cost is Rs 25 crores. Municipal dewatered biosolids cake is blended with alkaline admixture, a product from GSFC. Pasteurization process stabilizes and pasteurizes the waste organic materials, destroying the harmful bacteria, and the beneficial soil bacteria survives. Produces low nutrients fertilizer for local condition, which is marketed and sold by GSFC. The outcome of urban forestry. Major saving on civil constructions. Museum of Living Trees. Unique initiative. Over 240 varieties of trees found in Gujarat will be planted at the same or nearby spot. Ideal environment for large varieties of birds and butterflies. Eco-tourism point. Adventure sports. Best conservation conditions for water bodies. Enhancement of real estate. Reduction in pollution levels. Integrated processing facility. Design, development, operation and maintenance on PPP basis. Composting of biodegradable matter. And increasing composting could reduce the quantity of organic waste disposed of at MSW landfills, thereby reducing methane or CH4 emissions. Refuse-derived fuel, green fuel or charcoal. Successful trail of manufacturing biodiesel from plastic waste. C&D waste processing. Vadodara city has taken an initiative to collect this waste separately from various places of the city and to dump it to the identified places. Special vehicles are allotted for this waste collection. C&D waste processing at Vadodara city is under tendering. C&D facility including infrastructure and machinery, capital cost is approximately 6 crores for the processing of 200 tons. Through processing, we can get the green products which can be utilized for the beautification of the city by reducing the other cost of Vadodara city. Towards Green Vadodara through Mission Million Trees. This mission was initiated on the birth anniversary of our Honorable Prime Minister. Till date, 1,25,000 numbers of trees are planted and conserved under this mission. For the better quality of the plants, tree banks are developed. At Vatsar closed landfill site, tree museum work is under progress. This mission will be completed till the next birth anniversary of our Honorable Prime Minister. protection of current trees, conservation of newly planted trees, development of underforesting, city road beautification and urban foresting on PPP mode, urban foresting and gardening at the bank of the lake. Benefits of city bus to the environment. Vadodara Municipal Corporation have launched 150 numbers of CNG buses for the city transportation. Reduced health costs due to reduction in air pollution by CNG. Clear environment due to improvement in ambient air quality. Better utilization of natural gas resources. Economical fuel for the customers. Initiatives. Vadodara is the first city in the country to implement replacement of 45,000 numbers of fluorescent tubes fixtures by 15 LED luminaries. Design-based street light installations and international level of lighting. Vadodara city became the first civic body in the country to begin e-waste collection source and even ensure that the citizens are paid for the waste collected. Solar power plant of 1.25 megawatt capacity for daytime use of generated power in sewage treatment plant and pumping stations. Solar rooftop power plant of 920 kilowatt at Akota, Dandiya Bazaar Bridge. Conclusion. Power generation. The government is mandating the retirement of inefficient coal-fired power plants and supporting the research and development of integrated gasification, combined cycle, IGCC and supercritical technologies. Renewable energy. Under the Electricity Act and the national tariff policies, till central and the state electricity regulatory commissions must purchase a certain percentage of grid-based power from renewable sources. Health sector. The proposed program comprises two main components, namely provision of enhanced public health care services and assessment of increased burden of diseases due to climate change. Implementation. Ministries with lead responsibility for each of the missions are directed to develop objectives, implementation strategies, timelines, and monitoring and evaluation criteria to be submitted to the Prime Minister's Council on Climate Change. The Council will also be responsible for periodically reviewing and reporting on each mission's progress. To be able to quantify progress, appropriate indicators and methodologies will be developed to assess both avoided emissions and adaptation benefits. Immediate task in preparation for adaptation to climate change. Improve existing climate scenario projections and the sectorial impact assessments. Develop socio-economic scenarios in conjunction with India's developmental path. Carry out studies at identified climatically hotspot areas. Institute an integrated approach to understand the intersectorial linkages affecting the physical and socio-economic vulnerabilities at local levels. Carry out analysis to formulate adaptation frameworks at these scales, which can provide inputs for the development of a national adaptation plan for combating the adverse effects of climate change. Steps facilitating adaptation at national and local level. Strengthen policies for food security, forests, manage disasters and infrastructure development. Appropriate allocation of funds for National Development Program implementation. Step up observation systems and technology development and dissemination. Strengthen institutional mechanisms as instruments of adaptation at local level. Arrangement of funds for adaptation. Mainstream climate change concerns and hence adaptation in the planning process. Consider development as one of the pathways for adaptation. Climate-friendly initiative. Wide-ranging reforms such as policies adopted by India for sustainable development, such as energy and power sector reforms. Energy efficiency, increasing penetration of cleaner fuels. Thrust for renewable energy technologies. Introduction of landmark environmental measures that have targeted cleansing of rivers. Enhanced forestation. Installed significant capacity of hydro and renewable energy technologies. And introduced clean coal technologies. cleaner and lesser carbon-intensive fuel. All these have accelerated the economic growth and lowered the barriers of efficiency and reduced energy intensity. Thank you.